In recent years, smartphone usage has become inextricably intertwined with daily life. Mobile apps have become the conduit for molding technology to serve our social, professional, and personal lives. Smartphone users spend 90% of their screen time using mobile apps. In 2021 alone, revenue generated from mobile apps is projected to surpass $188 billion. It is no surprise then that mobile app developers are at the forefront of an arms race to build the most popular, lucrative app on the market. But what is mobile app development, and how do you know what kind of app you should build? Mobile app development is the process by which applications are designed, built, and launched to run on mobile devices. There are three main varieties of mobile apps: native apps, web apps, and hybrid apps. First, we'll take a look at native apps. Native apps are apps that are built for a specific mobile platform. They are native to the platform they are built for, like iOS from Apple or Android from Google, for example. Facebook is one well-known native app. Because a native app is specifically designed and built with a single platform in mind, it tends to provide a better user experience thanks to faster, more efficient, and more consistent performance and optimized interface design. Native apps can also more easily interact with the device's features such as the camera roll, contact list, and Bluetooth because the app directly connects with the device's hardware. The downside of native apps is that they are more expensive to maintain, and if you want your app to be available to other operating systems, you have to develop entirely new code to fit that platform, which also increases costs. Native apps also must be downloaded, and any subsequent updates must be downloaded as well. This means that the app takes up ever-precious storage on the user's device. Native apps are built using technologies such as Java, Kotlin, and Python. The second type of mobile app is a web app. A web app is software that is accessed through an internet browser like Chrome or Safari rather than downloaded. For this reason, web apps typically require internet access, which could present an obstacle to would-be users of your app. Web apps often take the form of a website that has been especially designed for mobile device accessibility and are built using popular programming languages such as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Google Docs is an example of a web app. Some benefits of web apps are that they can be accessed through multiple types of browsers across multiple platforms, and that the same version of the application can be accessed by multiple users. However, availability across multiple browsers could result in varying user experiences across those browsers. Cost to build web apps can be less because you're not customizing to fit a particular operating system. Another upside of web apps is that the user does not have to download anything, so their use of the app isn't dependent on available phone storage. The third variety of a mobile app is the hybrid app. Hybrid apps are essentially web apps that have been built to look and feel like native apps. They are often built using Ionic, Swift, and Objective-C. Twitter is one example of a hybrid app. A single code base for all platforms makes development and maintenance of hybrid apps faster and easier, which of course cuts down on costs. Hybrid apps also load much more quickly and as such are well suited for audiences with slower internet connections. Ultimately, however, hybrid apps lack the power and speed that can be found in native apps. So now you know what types of apps you have to choose from when it comes to creating your own. But how do you decide which type to go with? Well, if you're looking to build a specialized app, performance and customer service are your priority, and you have the funding to back the project, the answer is simple. Go with a native app. And then what? Then your next step is deciding which platform you want to build your app for. The choice really comes down to the two operating systems that together make up 97.5% of the mobile app market share in 2019, Google's Android and Apple's iOS. Looking here, Android seems like the frontrunner with 74.2% of the market share, but it's not that simple. According to reports, in 2020, the Apple App Store generated $72.3 billion in revenue, while Google's Play Store earned just $38.6 billion. It is also important to consider the prospective audience. What is your app aimed to do? Who are you building it for? And can the operating system you choose help you target that group? Android users tend to be middle class, whereas iOS users tend to be upper middle class. iOS users report more engagement and brand loyalty and tend to spend more per app compared to Android users who are more likely to prefer saving their money. If you're looking to generate revenue from the app itself plus subsequent in-app purchases, iOS would be the way to go. Otherwise, if most revenue will derive from ads displayed within the app, Android might be a better platform for your app. Android usage is more common in developing nations like Latin America, Africa, and Asia. iOS has the lead in North America, Australia, and Western Europe. An app that helps citizens navigate their choices in an upcoming local election in France, for example, would be better suited for iOS. If you're hoping to target more global or up-and-coming markets, Android might be the better option. iOS users are more likely to be women, and Android users are more likely to be men. If you're designing an app meant to be used by men, you might want to build your app for Android. Alternatively, you might want to develop specifically for iOS if your target audience is women. Android users are also less likely to update their operating system. A recent study uncovered that over 50% of Android users were using an operating system that was 2 or more years old. iOS users, on the other hand, are more likely to update their operating system. If developing for Android, more time might be spent ensuring the app remains compatible with older operating systems. Beyond global market share, yearly store revenue, and user demographics, it is worth considering the characteristics of the operating system itself. Development time is estimated to be 30 to 40% longer for Android. Android apps are usually built using Java, a language that requires more code than Swift, which is the official programming language used by Apple. More time and more code means increased cost of production. Android utilizes an open source platform which allows for greater flexibility, but it also brings about security concerns. iOS is generally considered more secure thanks to its closed ecosystem. There are more than 24,000 types of Android devices across the globe, compared to only about 20 types of mobile iOS devices. With fewer possible devices the app will be used on, the less time needs to be spent making that app compatible for those devices. Finally, the Apple App Store has stricter rules for getting your app accepted. There are specific expectations for quality, and the review process is longer. It is even possible that Apple will reject your app and choose not to offer it in the App Store. As we have demonstrated, the mobile app development process, namely determining what type of app you should create and the operating system that it is best suited for, will certainly require a deliberate amount of time and effort. It may be that after taking everything into consideration, a sort of blended approach might work best. Such an approach could take the form of a cross-platform app that allows the developer to create 2 or more apps that deliver the same functionality across multiple platforms. Whatever you choose, the most important thing to keep in mind is that you should always be evaluating your decisions according to your target audience and your goals throughout the entire process.